In this video, I have an opportunity to have a conversation with Chiefs Safety Special Teams gunner Nazeeh Johnson as he recaps his first year in the NFL, from getting drafted to training camp to playing in the Super Bowl, Kansas City barbecue, all kinds of good stuff. So let's get into this conversation. But first, how about those? Well, hey, I'm here with Chiefs Safety Nazeeh Johnson. All right, I'm gonna do your description, and you can tell me if you like it or if you want to add. It's kind of short, but it's powerful. A 7th round draft pick in the 2022 NFL draft. And most importantly, Super Bowl champion, Nazeeh Johnson. Let's go. How you doing, man?
I like that. What's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing awesome, man. Just before we started this interview, you said you're trying to figure out, how the schedule and stuff looks for you and the free time in the offseason. And in my own way, I'm doing the same. Used to, during the season, just following the team, every movement that I could. And now I'm like, hey, I could actually breathe a little bit here. It's been kind of nice.
Yeah, it's been kind of nice. I took a little vacation. We just got off with a Super Bowl, high of it. Yep. So just now getting back into it. I took a couple weeks off, just relaxing, enjoying family. But now it's back on the grind.
Where did you go for vacay?
I went to Puerto Rico. Took me and my wife to Puerto Rico. It was nice. It was very nice.
Let's go, man. How long you been married?
Just got married in July, right before the season started, right before I went to camp.
Bro, you got married and then the season hit? That's been a whirlwind then, huh?
Yes. This last year has actually been crazy because, you come from college, then you got your pro day, and then you got the draft, and then you got OTAs, and then you right in the camp. Mini camp, so it's just everything happens so fast, and then next you go all the way up to the Super Bowl and win. So it's just that whole year was just so fast.
And that's most teams, obviously only 2 teams make it to the Super Bowl. So that's a long season. Some teams that don't make the playoffs, they're done in, first week of January. You guys were another 6 weeks or so longer than that.
Yes, and I would do it all over again because it was an amazing experience. But yes, it's a long season, especially somebody coming from college, which you only play 12 games.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man. It's every football player's ambition, that play growing up to, make the high school team, make it to college, then hopefully make it to the pros. And then those who, the small percentage that actually make it to the pros, I don't even know the percentage, but a very low percent actually get a ring. You did all that in year 1, man. You got to be on cloud 9 and married. Let's go. Yeah.
I'm on cloud 9 because, obviously the start of the season, I didn't initially make the 53-man roster. And then week 3, you had other teams calling for me, trying to activate me on their roster. So the Chiefs took a chance on me and activated me and just kept me, held for a little bit, and then until they needed to call on me, and I was ready when they did.
What was that experience like when, everybody's fighting, from the 90, they're fighting to then make the 53. Was that kind of a whirlwind of, I hope I make it? What were your emotions like when, because you made it to the practice squad? Was that hard? What was that experience like for you? Just mentally?
Mentally, it was I was still happy because I'm still in the NFL, but ultimately right. I wasn't on the 53. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at it oh, he didn't make the team, but in reality, in my eyes, I'm still with the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big part of the team because you practice, so you're in the meetings and everything. You do everything that everybody else does. You just don't get the attention as everybody. But I feel like I needed that because I've been in varsity all my life. You know what I'm saying? Being a walk-on, starting at Marshall as a walk-on, and to get drafted. So I think of it this year as being a walk-on all over again. So I just took that for what it was. And I also had to learn that I played college as safety, and they moved me to corner. So that's a whole different learning experience, and especially in the NFL. So doing that, but my mental, man, it was hard at first. But then you got the 5-5, man. They looked out for me. Everybody in the DB room just kept me encouraging, and they said, we're going to depend on you when your times come, so just be ready. And then here I am now.
Over the years, the practice squad has changed on how teams can elevate and stuff. So it's so true. You're there, but you could be called up at any moment. So you got to be ready. You got to know, you know way more than me here, but you got to know the playbook. You got to just be ready to go at any time. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know the playbook and then shoot, you could be thrown in practice. Like anything can happen. People get hurt. It's a long
Yep.
season, so anything can happen.
What was your emotion, or how were you feeling when you got that call up? They said, "Hey, it's your time. Let's go."
Oh man, I was happy. It's all about opportunities. You know, Trent got
Yeah.
hurt, and they needed an extra body for corner. So they elevated me, and I was just ready for my opportunity. So whatever that entails, man, I was the happiest man alive. But also, I still had to prove it myself. I still had to prove to the team that they can trust me and stuff like that. So I was just ready to work and just do whatever I had to.
Yeah, man, you played. I mean, you were like top 15 in special team snaps. I know that's not all you practiced to do. You were probably practicing everything, but I mean, you played snaps in the Super Bowl. I mean, what was that like, man? Big game.
Man,
What was that like,
yeah.
man?
Man, that was the most funnest I ever did in my life because it's like everybody's watching you, and you take the field, and then you just get goosebumps. I could just get goosebumps right now. And then also, I made a name for myself at gunner because nobody can really get in front of me and block me because I'm just so fast. So I'm demanding a double team here and there. So it's just the respect I'm starting to get from the league is pretty cool. But man, it's amazing just to even be out there. You know what I'm saying? The team taking a chance on me.
Yeah, man, I it's a lot of fun. I get to call the games, so I stream during the games on my YouTube channel, but I can't legally stream the game. I just react to it, do like a play-by-play. I'm like Mitch Holthus Jr., very, very novice compared to that guy. But we'll be watching. You'll see a kickoff or a punt, and I'm just like, dang, that guy got nailed. I was like, yo, that was Nazeeh. Let's go. Heck yeah, man. You were lighting people up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep my face, you know what I'm saying, low. So whenever I get my opportunity to play on defense, I'm going to shine. But right now, you just got to do the dirty work.
Heck yeah, man. And that's what it is, just day in and day out, putting the work in. When you got drafted, were you expecting that at all? I know you were a seventh round pick. Were you nervous? Then when you got the call, relief, happy that it was, the Chiefs are, the most winningest organization over the last like 5 years or so. Were you happy about getting to play in Kansas City?
Man, I was just happy to see my name go across that screen. That was a big, big milestone that I always set for myself when I was a kid. And then going to the Chiefs, man, I was already put in a team that's already been winning multiple games. So they know a winning culture around that area. So I was just blessed to be put on a team like this. I'm not gonna lie. First year, it's just amazing. I didn't take this for granted.
No, I love it, man. I mean, the Chiefs went super young this year. I think it was the second average age defense in the NFL. Then, I think every rookie that the Chiefs drafted, aside from Kennard, I think basically suited up and played and contributed in snaps. And it was a truly crazy, I feel like the Chiefs shocked the league in the best way. I mean, they're always in it, with who they got at head coach, with Mahomes, with Kelsey, Chris Jones. But with the Hill trade in the offseason, everybody was questioning the Chiefs, doubting the Chiefs. And here you are, man. They go super heavy in the draft, lots of youth, and they win the big game. It was so cool. I'm a lifelong Chiefs fan, so this is the second Super Bowl I've seen in my lifetime, and it was just excellent, man. And hats off to you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's really cool. I mean, going young, you know what I'm saying, there's a big, concerning, are they too young? Can they learn the playbook and stuff? But one thing about young people, and we're hungry, you know what I'm saying? We all want to just prove ourselves. So having somebody that just ambition and just wants to be out there and just play ball, that's the best thing to have right now.
Chiefs got a bunch of picks now. We'll see what happens here in the next month or so. Are you going to be in Kansas City for the draft? Are you going to hang out, do your own thing?
I believe, no, actually, I will be up in Winchester, Virginia. They actually invited me to be the grand marshal for this little event. We usually do for my hometown, so that's pretty cool. I'm a hometown hero, so that's pretty cool.
Did you? I know some Chiefs players had celebratory parades in their hometown area. Did you get to have one of those?
No. So they're actually doing something like that for me, but it's okay. I'm a co-star with Eric Berry, the running back. So it's pretty cool. So it's something like that.
That's awesome, man. So you get drafted. You're going through. You went through OTAs. you went through mini camp. What was it like? Because the secondary room, I mean, it's so young. I mean, so many rookies. Brian Cook, McDuffie, you, Joshua Williams, Jalen Watson. I think that is it, the Fab Five. I mean, what was that like, man? You were all just growing and learning together. I mean, so much youth there.
Yeah, man, it was good because everybody brought something different to the table. You know what I'm saying? Trent's very smart, so is Cook. And then you got the other two that are freaking nature. So it's just that everybody just leaning on one another. Somebody may get the playbook better than the other person, so we all lean together. I know we did in OTAs, we was all struggling with the playbook and stuff. So they had us in a hotel. So all the DBs, like our own, went into the conference room and just went over plays together so we can understand it, so we can get a jump on the veterans, so we can, you know what I'm saying, compete for spots on the team. So we really looking out for each other because we all want to see each other succeed because we all came in together. But we really took our own initiatives and just how much we was want to improve and just be out there, that we all sat around and just quizzed each other and all things like that. Next thing you know, we just got the playbook down.
Man, I couldn't imagine how complex that playbook of Andy Reid and then Spags on the defensive side. I'm sure it is insanity. So, yeah, hats off to you guys for that one. How early did you find out that the Chiefs were kind of moving you around from safety to cornerback? Did you find that out during OTAs or was it later on?
I found that out during rookie minicamp. I actually excelled my speed at safety, and the way they was using me at safety wasn't really correlating to how my athletic profile was. So they threw me to corner during OTAs. I played nickel at first, and then they moved me outside, and then I actually excelled, made plays at the corner. So they just left me there, and they said, hey, you're just going to defend at corner. We're going to teach you how to play corner and stuff like that. So here I am today.
Dude, that's awesome. One of the vets in that secondary room was Juan Thornhill. You know, he got his bag in the offseason. I'm happy for him. It'll be weird, you know, different seeing him not in a Chiefs uniform because that's all I know him as. But what was that like with him and his veteran presence in the secondary room? And maybe, you know, looking back, what's maybe a key thing he taught you about the game during your time around him?
He really taught us how to be pros, how to, you know what I'm saying, remove basically how to this lifestyle is. He was really real with us, how much notoriety we will get, how to handle ourselves in different situations, because you post something or you tweet something, it blows up. It could be something simple, but it will blow up. He also taught us how to manage our money.
Oh, nice.
How to have fun with our money, but do it the smart way. And he was just a big person on just growing yourself in this game, you know what I'm saying, big on branding, which I really thankful for him because he actually helped us, you know what I'm saying, brand our names and get our face right out there in the community. So it's pretty cool. He's actually a really good guy.
That's awesome, man. He seems like a genuine dude. I mean, outside of him and, I mean, Justin Reed, I think they were, off the top of my head, well, Rashad Fenton was there for a little bit. And then L'Jarius Sneed. So there was more rookies.
And Bush.
Oh yeah, Deion Bush. Yeah. So it was like roughly half and half of new guys and vets. So that was probably a pretty cool environment. Out of the DB room, everybody in there, who's the funniest guy? Who's the funniest guy in there?
Funniest guy. It gotta either be me or Joshua Williams. Josh is hilarious. I think he got me because he just does like funny stuff out of nowhere. He can sit in a chair and just make you laugh. That's the type of guy he is.
On some of the franchise episodes, it's showing Williams maybe next to Sneed or something, and from the interactions that I see, I'm like, I feel like Williams is a pretty funny dude. So suspicion confirmed just from the snippets on the franchise episodes.
Yeah, he is hilarious for sure. Gets him in trouble though, but he's hilarious.
Oh, I bet, especially as a rookie, you're like, oh shoot, okay, maybe next time I won't say that. What's it like? I mean, L'Jarius Sneed, he probably has one of the craziest stories I've ever heard about. What's it like being around that guy? He's a pro's pro. I mean, one of the key pieces of the defense, in my opinion. What's something you learned from him and his work ethic on or off the field?
Man, all I know is that man works. I learned how to just put my head down and grind. I mean, he he played all season hurt, basically. And he made plays while being hurt, and he did not want to be taken out. It didn't matter how bad he was. He got concussion. He was still trying to get back in the game, but, they took his helmet out. But that he's just a dog, and he just wants it. And one thing I learned from him is basically how versatile you can be. If you just expand your portfolio and stuff like that, you could do different things, and you just create value for yourself. You see how valuable he is because he can play nickel, corner, and I believe he can still move him back to safety, and he can still play safety because how physical he is. But that man is just versatile, and he just demands respect for what he does. He doesn't get enough notoriety because I think he's the best DB we got in our room all around. He can do a lot of things. He just doesn't get the respect he needs.
Man, when you kind of look up his stats, so you can see it translate on the field, but leading all cornerbacks in QB hits, pressures, sacks, plus his coverage ability, and just what you said, able to move all around the field. I mean, that guy is a weapon, and that's awesome that you get to glean from vets like Sneed, Justin Reed, Juan Thornhill when he was here, Deion's been here in the game for a while too. So yeah, I love that. What was your first? If you had more to say on that, feel free to add. But the next question I had for you: what was the experience for you the first time in Arrowhead, man? I'm only there as a spectator, but it is loud and electric. What was your experience like first home game, or maybe even first time you stepped on the field to play on special teams in Arrowhead?
Man, the best experience in Arrowhead, man, was when every game is packed, and I love that. You go to different stadiums, and it's not as packed. You know what I'm saying? Fans missing here and there, but every game in Arrowhead, it is packed, and they're loud. And they're relentless because that gives us energy on the sideline. Little do they know that gives us energy and it feeds us because you get on the field, you just hear the crowd roaring. And I like it because, I'm on kickoff, usually kickoff or kickoff return. That starts the game every game. So you get the crowd roaring and then you make a play and then they go crazy, especially in the Broncos game. They went crazy for me when I made that play. But I just love that. And they just bring the energy and the juice that you need to every game.
Off the top of my head, I'm hazy. The Broncos play, was that on the punt?
Oh, that was on the kickoff.
The kickoff? Okay, when you nailed that guy?
Yeah, open kickoff.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's awesome. There was also, I feel like, again, it's just off the top of my head, but you had a crazy play on a punt return. I don't know if you downed the ball or you had a crazy tackle there. You did multiple plays, but.
Yeah, the Raiders one, I downed the ball. You had Chris hit me, and I did a twirl spin, and I caught the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that was crazy, bro.
Messed me up. But yeah.
Chris Lammons.
Yeah, Chris Lammons.
Bro, what's some stuff you learned from him? Because he's like a vet's vet in the special teams room, man.
Oh, I learned. He's the one that told me. He said, you just got to when opportunity shows, you just got to take a full advantage of it because it comes saying here and there. Because obviously he's been a special teams vet, but he's just been grinding and to stay in the league, you grind and do the dirty work. Nobody wants to play special teams, but special teams get paid. You get paid to play special teams. So, and that's how you stay in the league. So he's just telling me that because, obviously he came in the league how I came in the league. He came in as undrafted, but he had to make a team through special teams. So he was just telling me that, and I've just been listening to him, and I excelled what I did at Gunners from what I learned from him from practice. He was just telling me just to go and different techniques and stuff like that, and he was just happy to see me to the peak. And also, when I'm eating because everybody's double teaming him on the other side, so it really shows because you see like the film doesn't show it. Is that he's getting double teamed, so they single me up. If you single somebody that's a 4-3 on a single, I'm going to win every time. So it's just that unselfish. We got a lot of unselfish people on the Chiefs, and that's why I believe we win games because everybody's willing to do things the other team are not willing to do.
I love to hear that kind of stuff because it's like, unless you get the coach's film and really study through, you miss stuff like that. So I love to hear just what Lammons brought. I was pretty bummed, obviously, he still got a ring and everything, but I was pretty bummed how the ending of you don't have to speak on this per se, but just pretty bummed on how the ending of the season worked out for him when I know he got, I think, released from the roster and he got claimed off waivers at the end there. So I was so bummed for the guy, but I know he still got a ring, but again, the Bengals did nothing illegal there. It was within their right, but it's like, Oh man, I was so bummed for him.
Yeah, I was too, man. I feel bad. They was trying to bring him back, but they had to make moves to get people on active and stuff like that. But that's how the game
Yeah,
goes. Yeah, man, that man deserves a ring, and we wouldn't have got it if he for wasn't his veteran in our DB room, really.
that's facts. No, that's. I'm glad we brought him up because he really is. I mean, he's played so many snaps, and yeah, he's a key piece. I mean, Dave Tobe spoke very very highly of him every time he got on the
Yeah.
spoke to the media. So, hats off to him. During your time in Kansas City, did you get to? I'm sure you did. Did you get to eat some Kansas City barbecue? And if so, do you have any favorite spots maybe that stand out?
Yes, I ate Q39.
Okay.
That's really the
Yeah.
only spot I really tried. I'm not a big barbecue fan,
Okay.
but that was a good place. They had good burnt ends, good wings. They took us there a lot for our rookie NFL PA things like that. So
Yeah.
a little event. So they took us there a lot, and that was really good food. So that's the only place I really ate.
That's cool. I mean, hey, I feel like that's a bit of a newer spot in Kansas City, but if you were to ask the average person, they're going to have that in their top five. So that's still good barbecue. You got to go sometime. You got to walk into Gates. It's a
Gates.
very interesting experience. Yeah, you'll have to let me know if you ever go.
All right.
It's interesting. It's good. It's the most authentic Kansas City experience I think you can have. I don't know if it's the best barbecue, but it's up there for an experience standpoint. So if you ever try it, let me know.
I'm gonna have to try.
What you say barbecue's maybe not your favorite? What do you typically like to eat? Like even if it's a cheat meal or whatever, what's your go-to?
Some pasta, chicken
Okay.
Alfredo,
Yep.
spaghetti. My wife makes some good spaghetti or lasagna. I love me some pasta. That's the best thing to go to.
Bro, my wife would eat pasta every day if it was up to her. She's like,
Yeah.
"Is that Olive Garden?" I mean, that's not even the best place, but she don't
Yeah.
care. She'll go wherever.
I love me some Olive Garden just for the pasta.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate your time so much. I just have maybe another question or two for you.
Okay.
You now have a year under your belt. Even before the postseason started, everybody was saying like, "Hey, y'all aren't rookies anymore. Like you got a season under your belt." What are you going to take away from the whole experience that you've had so far, from getting drafted to winning a Super Bowl? What are some of the key things you're going to take from that season, applying it to this upcoming one?
I'm gonna take really the biggest thing is how to take care of my body.
Okay.
Coming into camp, I blew my hamstring in OTAs and then tweaked it during camp. So I guess I wasn't eating the right thing. So I actually talked to some of the vets. They got me a nutrition. So I've been eating the right things. And then now that I know the playbook, I can excel more technique wise. I'm very athletic, but it's just my technique and how they want me
Okay.
to play their certain position I got to work on. So I'm working on that, and really that's the biggest thing is learning how to take care of my body and just time management. We got a lot of time to yourself. It's not like college where you got to go to class and stuff. You go to work, and you're done you go to football practice and you're done. So it's just doing that things. So I know what to do, and it's pretty good now.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear that some of the guys like Juan took you under pretty quick, even just finance stuff. Like that's super cool because, some of these guys, I mean, probably you included, I mean, that's a lot of money you're getting.
Yeah.
More than you've seen or some people have seen. Like, YouTube's cool for me, but, NFL money a bit different. So that's cool that they're taking you in kind of all aspects, man. Time management, how to treat your body, nutrition. So I love to hear that, man. And, what you said you're in Florida right now in the off-season training. Is that kind of where you're gonna call like off-season home, training down there with some guys, or what's your off-season plans?
My off-season plans. One of my teammates, not teammates, but he used to be my teammate at Marshall. He plays for the Tennessee Titans, cornerback. He had a little area around here that trains DBs, so I wanted some DB work. But I'm gonna go initially go back up to Pennsylvania, where I train for the combine and just get bigger and just work on there because there's nothing else to do. You work out and go home, and because it's cold up there. But I'm really gonna call PA home in the off season. But in July, when we get that whole month off, come back to Florida to get the DB work that I need, so I can go to camp at the top best of my shape in my life. So that's really it. But really, it's confusing because there's so much time you don't know what to do. it's not like college where you got to lift a bunch of weight. It's more so of fine tuning what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can squat 600 some pounds every day and that'd be good for them, but somebody can only do 200 and that's perfect. And they get more results out of that 200 than they would at that 600. So it's just different things like that. I always try to put as much weight on my body as possible, but then they know what they're doing. They'll tell me, nah, that's not the best thing for your body, how we think your body will work, and they've proven results. So just learning that aspect in the offseason is pretty cool.
I love it, man. It seems like those guys are pros. So you take what you learn in college and you apply as much as you can, and they kind of adapt you and mold you along the way. What's it like working with the Chiefs training staff, the athletic trainers and stuff? Was that a pretty good experience for you?
Oh, man, I thought it was pretty good for myself. If you got hurt, you got to go in, you know what I'm saying, get some treatment and stuff like that. Other than that, I really had no problems. They took care of me very well.
That's awesome, man. Well, here's a non-football softball before we get off here. In your free time, what do you like to do? You like to game? You a movie guy, TV show guy? I know you're newly married. Maybe you guys like to binge watch shows or anything. What do you like to do in your free time there?
I like to stream me playing the game. I play the game a lot. That's what I like to do. Either that or get news. Also, I was thinking about maybe starting a YouTube channel about cars. I'm into cars a lot. So I got me a Z01 and I got me an Audi, but I'm thinking about getting rid of my Audi to get another sports car. But my wife is like, you need a daily, stuff like that. But I'm into cars. I like to work on it. And that's what I like to do in my free time.
I love it, man. I mean, I don't claim to be an expert in YouTube, but if you ever have questions, man, whatever I can give you and growing a channel or just anything you got, I mean, just hit me up, man. I'll try to give you any advice that I can. I mean, I'm still learning every day, but that's awesome.
I appreciate it, man. I seen your channel at one point. You was at I swear you was at 19,000 subscribers. Now look at you, almost at 70. So it's just crazy how much just like football, and you just work at something is eventually going to pay off. So you just get your head down and work. You know what I'm saying? You got negative people going to come at you, and then you got positive people. So you just got to find a way how to balance it. So it's like you're a professional in your own way, because the YouTube thing is not easy. People don't understand. They think it's easy. They think it's glitter. It's not. It's a grind. It's like a 9 to 5 with anything you do. But I just appreciate your time. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody like me out. It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what's crazy? I think you're more superstar than me because you're on YouTube and you got almost 100,000 subscribers. That's over 50 is a big accomplishment, even 1,000. So it's just just keep going, man, and it's going to pay out, man. You're going to be killing it in the next couple of years. I see yourself growing. I see you touching next season. You're probably going to touch 1,000. That's just how it works. And you just keep working, man. I'm here to see your great channel grow, man. I just love the support, man.
Well, man, I appreciate the kind words. When I started this channel, I was like, maybe I'll get 50 views here, there. I just want to talk about my favorite team. And I never knew I'd be able to quit the day job for this. And, over the weekend, man, the Chiefs social media team, they had my audio in 2 clips. I was like, what the freak? They know my stuff. So it's been crazy. I say that humbly, man. I'm just super grateful for the growth, and you reached out to me early on, and I just appreciate your kind and encouraging words, man. And I'm rooting for you next season, seeing Nazeeh go to the next level, man. So best of luck to you, and maybe we'll have you on again sometime in the future.
Yes, sir. And I'll even tell some of my teammates, other DBs like Josh and them, to
yes, sir.
Get them on the channel, get the 5-5 on there one time.
Dude, if they're ever interested, I'd love to talk to them about their story and just their experience in the NFL, man. So I appreciate it so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with Nazeeh Johnson himself. Down the road, maybe we'll get some other Chiefs players on here. He was a lot of fun, man. Just hearing about him and his story. Pretty cool to be able to do. I've done a lot of interviews, with my past of videography, and I used to do mini doc film sessions and stuff like that with different clients. But this was a first for me, my first ever active Chiefs player that I got to interview, and it was a whole lot of fun. Glad he was willing to make it happen. So hats off to Nazeeh. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those